सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. When we want to be free from sorrow, one has to discover the true nature of oneself. When the person wants to be free from sorrow, or dissatisfaction, or bondage, one has to necessarily discover the true nature, which is called Brahman or Atma, which is free from sorrow, dissatisfaction and bondage. That Atma, Brahman is not very far away from the person. It's one's own nature. The person's one's own nature one has to discover in the human life. That is the ultimate goal of every human being. To discover that, discovering means to getting knowledge. Once you discover what you get the knowledge of that thing. Knowledge. That knowledge alone is the solution. Any knowledge can be attained through a proper means. Any knowledge can be attained through a proper means, method, proper pramanam. In English, another word we can use for means testimony. Pramana means a testimony. That proper means, any means has got its own field to reveal the knowledge of that object. Any means, pramanam, has got its own field to operate, to get the knowledge of that object. For that we saw the examples. Eyes can enter into the field of colors and forms. Varna and Rupa. They are pramanam. Ears are pramanam, they can enter into the field of sound. They give the knowledge of the sound. Similarly, you extend to other sense organs. They also function in their stipulated particular field of object. This is called appropriate means. So we saw that 5 pramanams in the last class. Pratyaksha pramanam, direct perception through any sense organ, you get the knowledge. Pratyaksha jnanam, getting the knowledge of that particular object directly by using the sense organs. What are the sense organs? You are not supposed to ask. You are all advanced students now. Sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. All these are pramanams. Sense organs. Sense organs of knowledge. Pratyaksha pramanam is the one means to get the knowledge. Then, second one, anumana pramanam. Anumana means inference. I infer. By inferring, I get the knowledge. I have given already examples. I am not going to dwell upon those examples. Just I am revising. This inference, I doubt this is this is this. This knowledge, when can I get? Anumanam. The anumanam, the knowledge, what I am getting through anumanam is based on previous pratyaksha. Clear? Previous pratyaksha jnanam. So, I can derive some knowledge through anumanam also. Anumanam is also a type of pramanam. Number 3, upamanam. By comparison also, sometimes I get the knowledge of certain objects. By comparison. Even this comparison also, that is upamana, pramanam also, based on pratyaksha alone. Either today or yesterday or in previous, so many years back also. But any knowledge you get through comparison also based on pratyaksha. What is the fourth one? Ardhapati. Presuming. Presumption. Presumption is also based on the pratyaksha alone. After 1 week you enter into Madras, train reaching Central, you saw the water everywhere. Till yesterday you were in Madurai. But today you have come, there is a lot of water. What do you presume? There was rain yesterday. How do you know? Because when I was here, when there was so much water, that time heavy rain pouring, when the rain comes, only this much water will come. Therefore, this water is because of yesterday's rain. Presumption. How it happened? Long before pratyaksha jnanam of varsham. Clear? Then, what is the anupalabdhi pramanam? Fifth one. To get a knowledge, I can use a means which is anupalabdhi pramanam. Non-availability. There is no chair. It's a knowledge. There is no chair is a knowledge. What knowledge? There is no chair is knowledge. The absence of a thing also gives a knowledge. When I get the knowledge through the absence of a thing, that is called anupalabdhi pramanam. Then one more pramanam we have to see. That is called shabda pramanam. Sixth one, very, very powerful pramanam, which we are going to handle. That pramanam is called shabda pramanam. Up to here we saw in the last class. Now today we are going to see what is shabda pramanam. Shabda pramanam means verbal means. Getting the knowledge of something through the shabda. Shabda means words. Getting the knowledge of something through the words shabda. Knowledge through the sound. The word means what? Sound. It is a sound. It is a pratyaksha jnana. It is a pratyaksha jnana. I am listening sound. So it is a pratyaksha jnana. Knowledge through language. So that sound is not just making sound. There is a language in that. It has a language. The knowledge we get through language is all called Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Pramanam. For example, Vinayaka Chaturthi function. Day after tomorrow, Saturday, is the Vinayaka Chaturthi. Suppose I say, it is a sound. Vinayaka Chaturthi falls on Saturday, day after tomorrow. Whenever I say, it is a sound you are getting. No? That sound is entering into your ears. But at the same time, that sound is coming in the form of language. It's a language. It has letters, words, a sentence, and it became a sentence. After Vakya, it entering into my ears. It became a sound, and the sound enter into my mind. It converts into an information. Then you get the knowledge of, oh, I have forgotten. Swamini, you are reminding me. Yes. That means this is the sound. You are getting the pratyaksha jnanam of the knowledge. Day after tomorrow is the festival. How you are getting that shabda jnanam, and that is pratyaksha jnanam, through a language. This is called verbal means. The verbal means. In Vedanta, in our Advaita philosophy, it is called, there is a Advaita epistemology. Advaita epistemology, in that, the epistemology means E-P-I-S-T-E-M-O-L-O-G-Y. Epistemology. Epistemology means analyzing what is the definition of a fact and friction. What is the definition? Analyzing the definition, what is fact, what is friction. Analyzing the definition of what is right and what is wrong. Analyzing the definition of what is right and what is error or mistake, or we can take. Analyzing the definition of what is real, what is false. This analysis is called epistemology. That means what? In short, if you want to put, right knowledge about knowledge. Knowledge about knowledge is called epistemology. Knowledge about knowledge. That means what? The second knowledge what I have used, knowledge, first knowledge, about knowledge. And the rendavathu solra knowledge, right or wrong, either fact or friction, or either it is real or unreal. That means what? Knowledge about the knowledge. Right knowledge, wrong knowledge, rendu irukkalam. So knowledge about the right knowledge, knowledge about the wrong knowledge. இதெல்லாம் எப்பவுமே வரவே வராது சுவாமி மனசுக்குன்னு நமக்கு தோணும். So all our ancestors analyzed, threadbare analysis they have done and closed the books they left. It's a very simple thing for all our people. Knowledge about the right knowledge and wrong knowledge. This is called epistemology. Okay. The Shabda Pramanam is verbal testimony. Verbal means Shabda, words. Testimony means Pramanam. So, verbal testimony means Shabda Pramanam. Knowledge born out of sound is a direct knowledge. Knowledge born out of language is a direct knowledge. Therefore, this knowledge born out of Shabda requires a language. For that knowledge also you require healthy sense organs. For that verbal pramanam to operate, you require a healthy sense organs. Then only this pramanam you can use. Healthy sense organs. Sense organs of knowledge, sense organs of action, sense antahkaranam. Buddhi, ahankara, chittam, the smriti, everything should be in a healthy condition. Then you get a perfect knowledge through the words. The next question. Which pramanam, that instrument, appropriate instrument I have to use to discover this Atma among these six? The next question. Now we have understood what are the six pramanams means to get the knowledge. Any knowledge, any blessed knowledge in the world, these are the six pramanams. No one can go out of these six pramanams. Now the next question is, my problem is I want to come out of sorrow. To come out of that sorrow, I have to discover the Brahman. To discover the Brahman, I have to get that knowledge of Brahman. To get the knowledge of Brahman, I have to discover myself. To discovering myself, I have to use a pramanam. Among these six pramanams, which pramanam I have to use? Threadbare analysis. Answer is, among six pramanams, first five are useless. Among the six pramanams, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Artha, Patti, Anupalabdhi, and Shabda pramanam, among these six, first five are useless to discover that Brahman I am. Tat Tvamasi Mahavakya, discovery is not possible by the previous five pramanams. Because the first pramanam is a pratyaksha. Why also we have to see? Just ruled out and going. No. We have to find out why pratyaksha cannot function, why anumana cannot function, why upamana cannot function, why anupalabdhi cannot function, why athapatti cannot function. Tell me now. Not for others' sake. We have to convince our intellect. Because pratyaksha based on our sense organs. The direct perception, pratyaksha, you have to use any one of the one or two or three sense organs. Inevitable. You have to use. The sense organs function to know the object. In their own field, they start functioning. Eyes, ears, nose, all these sense organs, they go to their particular field, they get the knowledge, and they give the knowledge. No, they don't get the knowledge. They give the knowledge to the intellect, buddhi. Why this? Once you ruled out pratyaksha, it is as good as ruling out the all other. Why? Because all of them are depending on pratyaksha. Why this pratyaksha pramanam, five sense organ, cannot function, cannot have the capacity to reveal Brahman? Because Brahman is ashabdam, shabda rahitam. Therefore, you cannot use the sense organs. these ears. Ashabdam, shabdarahitam. Asparsham, that Brahman is asparsham. You cannot touch that Brahman, he is free from that form. Form irunda, then you can touch and see, get the knowledge. So your sense organs of the touch cannot function there. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, formless. How can you see the Brahman? A formless Brahman can you see with your eyes? Therefore, these eyes are useless. To know the Brahman. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam. The tasteless. Brahman has no taste at all. While pretending is salt or sweet, Brahman, you cannot. So therefore, Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham. Brahman is smellless. You cannot get the knowledge of Brahman through your nose. All sense organs of knowledge ruled out. Pratyaksha will not work here. Understand? So therefore, 5 sense organs recognize only 5 properties of those objects. Since our Brahman is propertyless, these sense organs are incapable of knowing that Brahman. Propertyless, gunarahitam. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam. Avarnam kuda you can add. No varnam, no color. Suppose anybody comes and tells, suppose I get this knowledge of Brahman through sense organs, what you can do? They say, suppose I can see Brahman as an object. Suppose I see a color through my eyes. I see Brahman is white in color. Very carefully we have to understand why Shabda alone. If you want to firmly to understand, you have to know all these things. There is no choice here. Why Brahman cannot be comprehended by the sense organ? Because if anybody says Brahman is very shining white in color, if they say Brahman is white, means Brahman is not red. Brahman is not red color. Because when you are saying Brahman is white, because you have seen with your eyes, it is white in color, shining. That means you are limiting the Brahman from other properties. See the defect. I have seen the Brahman. Brahman is white color and Brahman is very big. Suppose you say. That means Brahman is not small. That means it's a limiting factor. He is big but it's not small. If he is white, he is not green. That means he becomes finite. You are giving only certain properties and other properties you are excluding. And you are thinking intelligently, I have discovered the Brahman. That discovering Brahman, it is limiting the Brahman. It's limiting the Brahman. So therefore, I heard the Brahman. Where? Right side. That means you are not listening the left side. I saw Brahman up, that means you are not seeing down. Brahman is very tall, and that means he is not short. Any attribute, any property if you bring, you are excluding the other opposite property. Clear? Therefore, why other pramanams not function means all these ruled out one by one, all sense organs go outside. Actually we are coming. So we have given the just answer for him. It's not our job to convince that person. Just one statement we have taken. If you take one property, you are excluding the other property. That means Brahman you are limiting. According to Shastra, Brahman is infinite. Brihattamatvat Brahman. Therefore, how the Pratyaksha Pramana will not function? Because, number one, Pratyaksha ruled out because all sense organs are outwards. Very, very important. All sense organs go outwards. All sense organs are incapable of objectifying the Atma because it is inside. Inside means as Atma, the observer. Tatu Tvamasi, the Guru said, you are that. Don't look outside. The one who sees, the observer, the seer, can never be objectified. The observer, the seer can never be objectified. So there is no question of knowing Brahman as an object. That Atma is inside. Observer can never be observed. Since the observer is the Atma, that Atma alone is Brahman. The observer alone is called the subject. The subject can never be objectified. Your sense organs are moving outwards. They can see every object except the subject. That's why many people say, Nastikas are coming. There is no God at all, there is no Brahman at all. There is no chumma cock and bull stories they say. And you cannot see outside Brahman. Because the seer only Brahman. How can you see outside? This person is asking like Hiranyakashipu Madri. Show your Brahman. Show your God outside. Anna. You show your back. You see your back first. Then I will show the God. Anna. You see your back. Can you see your back? Can you say you don't have back? Can you see your face? Tell me. We are thinking so-called human beings, crown of the creation, very intelligent, so many qualifications. Shastra is asking, can you see your face with your eyes? Try. Any one of you. In this whole universe, no one can see their face or back with their own eyes. Impossible. Therefore, can you say, I don't have face? Therefore, you can say, I don't have back? No. You never deny your face. You never deny your back. Even though you are not able to see. Why? Swamini, idella kekaduma theriyada? When you are able to know this fact, why not Brahman? You cannot see Brahman. Still Brahman is evident. Just as you cannot see your face, but face is evident, because of which everything I am seeing. What do you do if you want to see your face? You use the mirror. You use the mirror. You see the face. With which everything you are seeing, that cannot be seen by itself. It requires a mirror. Similarly, how can you see your back? See, when the mirror is not discovered, our ancestors never saw the back at all. பாவம் எத்தனை பேர் பேக் பார்க்காமலே அப்படியே போயிட்டாங்க காலத்துல. பேசும் பார்க்காமலே போயிட்டாங்க. கண்ணாடியே இல்லை. That means what? You have to use a proper means, the mirror, to see your face. To see your back, you have to keep one mirror front, one mirror back. You have to see your back. That's the proper, appropriate means. Clear that? Therefore, to know God, you have to use proper means. Understand? Without using proper means, never say there is no God or there is no Brahman. So, Anumana also ruled out because Brahman is beyond the scope of sense organs. Therefore, Pratyaksha is not able to give that knowledge. Sense organs are not able to give. Where is the function of Anumana? Pratyakshame ruled out. Anumana enge vela panna porudhu. There is no Anumana pramanam. Also, to use Anumana pramana, you require Pratyaksham. Pratyaksha, through Pratyaksha, Brahman is not available. Therefore, you cannot infer the Brahman. You cannot get the knowledge of Brahman through inference also. And Upamana also, for an example I'll give. See, Pratyaksha illathinal anumanam panna mudiyadu anu sollitaan. So, anumanathinal gnanam varadu. Doctor kuda enna solluvar? Inakku indha disease irukappa nu solradhu inference adu. How he knows the inference? Infer the disease. So and so disease enna. ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட் பார்த்து பிரத்யக்ஷமா அவர் கையில ரிப்போர்ட் இருக்கணும். இந்த பிரத்யக்ஷமா ரிப்போர்ட் இருந்தாதான் இன்ஃபரன்ஸ் பண்ண முடியும். இந்த ரிப்போர்ட் இல்லாமலே டாக்டர் cannot infer the disease. புரியுதா? Upamana also, comparison also based on pratyaksha. Without seeing directly, you cannot compare anything. Therefore, that also ruled out. In Arthapatti also, you cannot get without pratyaksha, you cannot use the Arthapatti. Therefore, you cannot presume the Brahman. Clear? Anupalabdhi is another interesting Anupalabdhi. How this Brahmana is useless. Brahman is an existent principle. Anupalabdhi Pramana வந்து எனக்கு என்ன உதவி பண்ண போறது? அனுபலப்தி வந்து இங்க இது இல்லப்பா அது இல்லப்பான்னு சொல்ல போறது. எனக்கு பாவ பிரம்மன் ஞானம், the existent Brahman is a bhava vastu. It is an existent principle. இந்த அனுபலப்தி வந்து இல்லாத பொருள் தான் it is giving knowledge. எனக்கு பிரம்மன் வந்து இருக்கிற பொருள், இது சத்தியமான பொருள், சத்வஸ்து. அனுபலப்தி இந்த சாயலுக்கு கூட வராது. It cannot enter into the field of Brahman knowledge. புரியுறதா? எதுக்கா சாஸ்திரம் படிக்கணும்? கண்ணு மூடிட்டு உள்ள நோக்கி பாரு அண்ணா. எல்லாம் இப்படி எல்லாம் வருது அந்த மாதிரி. Now you have to understand. If anybody says, why Shastra? Why Shabda Pramanam? I have intelligence, I have good sense organs. However much powerful in sense organs you have, they cannot enter in the field of Brahman. However much powerful. எனக்கு திவ்ய சக்ஷு இருக்க சுவாமினி. I see long distant things. Okay, you can see the stars, you may see something else, not Brahman. The observer can never be observed. So these are all 5 are ruled out. The 5th pramana is left out. Now we have to use that pramana alone. Vere gatyandaram kadiyadu, vali kadiyadu. There is no other way. Now we have to enter into the Shabda Pramana. Clear? What is this Shabda Pramana? The foundation, very very strong foundation you require. என்ன சாமான்யமா நச்சிகேதனுக்கு என்ன ஞானம் வரப்போறது பாருங்க. இந்த மாதிரி பேஸ் இருந்தாதான் that knowledge what Nachiketa has got through Yamadharmaraja we can assimilate. Otherwise very very difficult. The Shabda Pramanam classified into 2. Vaidika Shabda Pramanam Laukika Shabda Pramanam. Number 1 is Vaidika Shabda Pramanam. Number 2 is Laukika Shabda Pramanam. Vaidika Shabda Pramanam means scriptural words given out by the Lord. Scriptural words given out by the Lord. The world, this knowledge through scriptural words, we can get. This is beyond the human intellect. Beyond the human intellect. Whatever the scriptural knowledge given out by the Lord, they are beyond the human intellect. That's why they are called apaurusheyam. They are not born out of Purusha Buddhi. Whatever is born out of Purusha Buddhi from the human intellect is called Paurusheyam. That's called Laukika Shabdaha. Second one. The non-scriptural words are called Laukika Shabdaha. All our newspaper matters, all are Laukika Shabdaha. Born out of intellectual human minds. So, by worldly people, pass. This Paurusheya, the Laukika Shabdaha, are limited in their nature. Very limited. Now the next question is, among these Alaukika Shabdas are Laukika Shabdas. That means there is a scriptural or non-scriptural. Vaidika Shabda is there, Laukika Shabda is there. Which Shabda I have to take as Pramana? There are so many books talking about so many things. There are so many books in the world. They are also called Shabda. There is also a language. Can I use that Shabda or Vaidika Shabda? Why I have to use only Vaidika Shabda? Why not Laukika Shabda? Why I have to study only Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, Upanishads? Why not other? Because next we have to dwell upon Laukika Shabdas are using to see the objective world. Prameya anusarena pramana vyaparaha kartavyaha. The worldly, that Laukika Shabdaha are giving only the knowledge of the objective world. The Brahman which I want to know is not the object, it is the subject. Therefore, the Laukika Shabdas cannot give the knowledge of the subject, the Atma. Prameya anusarena. The Prameyam here, what I want to know, for time being we say it is a Prameyam. What I want to know is a Prameyam. Okay, the object in Nechukalome. Object. And the object in the Prameyam, அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி நான் இந்த பிரமாணத்தை யூஸ் பண்ணணும் இல்லையோ? சவுண்ட் யூஸ் கேட்கறதுக்காக நான் கண் யூஸ் பண்ணலாமோ? உருவம் பார்க்கறதுக்காக நோஸ் யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா? அதான் பிரமேயத்தை அனுசாரின பிரமேய அனுசாரேன பிரமாணம் வியாபாரஹா கர்த்தவ்யஹ. I have to use that pramanam depending upon that which object I want to know. Therefore, since this Atma is the subject, even Laukika Shabdas also cannot enter into this field. Therefore, only Vaidika Shabda. இதுக்காக சாஸ்திரம்னு இவ்வளவு படிக்கணும். Okay. Observer can never be known. Since I am the observer, the Brahman, since Laukika Shabdas are always giving the knowledge of the observed, Vaidika Shabda alone has got the capacity of giving the knowledge of the subject, I, the Atma. Therefore, study Kathopanishad. Therefore, Yajnavalkya says, Vijñātāram are kena vijaniyatana. Vijñātāram, the knower of everything, can be known by what? The knower of everything, Vijñātāram, are kena vijaniyat. Hey Maitreyi, how can you know the knower of everything? How can you know him? The knower can never be known. Therefore, this is Brahman. This Brahman is ever available in the creation. It has come along with creation. Yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam, yo vai vedamscha prahinoti tasmain. So it came along with the creation, this Brahman. You cannot invent newly. There is a beautiful sloka. Why Veda alone? That sloka is important sloka. Pratyakshena anamityava. Pratyakshena anamityava. Yastupayona vidyate. Yastupayona vidyate. Yenam vidanti vedena. Second line. Yenam vidanti vedena. Tasmat vedasya vedacha. I am not going to give word to word meaning. Just I will give the gist of the meaning. Veda cannot be known through pratyakshanumana upamana ardhavatti anupalabdhi. Pratyakshadi pramanam. That is called Veda. That is called Veda. Know Veda through Veda. Know the Veda through Veda. This is the meaning of the sloka. Okay, now we are entering the next question. Vaidika Shabda is divided into two. Again, now we have come to that third stage. What is the third stage? First, 5 pramanams ruled out. And the 5 pramanams, the 6th pramanam, Shabda we have taken. The Shabda also Vaidika and Laukika. Among these Vaidika, Laukika Shabdas, Vaidika alone is the pramana. Among that Vaidika Shabda also there are 2 classifications. Number 1 is dry subject. You have to put up with that. And what can I do? Vaidika Shabda is divided into 2. One is Veda Purva Bhaga Shabda. Veda Purva Bhaga Shabda. Number 2, Veda Anta Bhaga Shabda. Both deals which is beyond the science. Veda Purva deals the subject matter which is beyond the science. Veda Anta also deal with the subject matter which is beyond science. So Veda Purva talk about ephemeral things which is not accessible to our pratyaksha pramanas. Veda Purva talking about those ephemeral things like heaven, subtle body, and rebirth. All these are not. You cannot talk about know through the sense organs. To know that, you have to go to Veda Purva Bhaga. So therefore, my eyes are incapable of seeing the heaven. My eyes are incapable of seeing Punarjanma. My eyes are incapable of seeing even including mind, subtle body, Sukshma Sariram. Idiye mudilanna, and by taking that Veda Purva Shabda, can you get that incomprehensible Brahman knowledge? Therefore, I have to go to Veda Anta Bhaga of Upanishad. Veda, that is called Upanishad. Veda anta bhaga, that is called Upanishad. That Veda anta bhaga alone is called Jnana Kanda. Veda Purva Bhaga is called as Karma Kanda or Upasana Kanda. Veda Anta is called Jnana Kanda. That Jnana Kanda of Veda, which is called Veda Anta, it is called Vedanta. That Vedanta alone is called Upanishad. That Upanishad alone is called here Kathopanishad. That which belongs to the Krishna Yajurveda. Upanishad, Kathaka Shaka, therefore it is called Kathopanishad. This Kathopanishad, Upanishad means why it is called, that Jnanakanda is called Upanishad. Why Jnanakanda Vedanta, the end portion of Vedas is called Upanishad? Because two meanings I will give. Number one, Upa means Atma. Upa means Atma. Ni means Jnanam, Nishchaya Jnanam. Sat means destroyer of samsara. Nashakaha. Samsara Nashakaha. By destroying the samsara cycle of birth and death, dukkha, atrupti, bandha, the destroyer, and gives the nischaya jnanam of Atma. Therefore it is called Upanishad. Now Upanishad enna theriyirudha? Upanishad enna sorrow remover. Short word. Sorrow remover. Dissatisfaction remover. Bondage remover. Death remover. Who? Upanishad. The next meaning is, Upa means Samipyam. Upa Samipam. Samipyam, nearby. What is the closest thing to one, that is Chaitanyam? Na means, Ni means firm knowledge, Nishchaya Jnanam. Nishchitardham anu solram illaya, இந்த கல்யாணம் நிச்சயதார்த்தம், நிச்சயதாம்பூலம். நிச்சயம் என்ன அர்த்தம்? கன்ஃபர்ம்டு. என்ன, இந்த பொண்ணும் அந்த பையன் வைஃப் அண்ட் ஹஸ்பண்ட் நிச்சயம் பண்ணிட்டான். இது நிச்சயதார்த்தம். இப்போ நமக்கு உபனிஷத்துல என்ன நிச்சயதார்த்தம்னா, பரமாத்மா groom and ஜீவாத்மா bride or wife and husband, that's all. நிச்சயம் பண்ணிட்டோம். நிச்சயதார்த்தம் ஆயிடுது. கல்யாணம் நான் பண்ணணும். கட்டோபனிஷத்து முடிச்சாதான் கல்யாணமே ஆகும். So all Upanishads are talking the same subject matter, Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam alone. But for the sake of Dhrudha Jnanam, in a different ways, Upanishad presents the same subject matter. So every Upanishad is important until I get Jnana, Nishtha, Dhrudha Jnanam. The conviction. Sat means remover of your problem, anartham. Giver of PHS. Giver of peace, happiness, security is called Upanishad. Now each Veda has got many Upanishads, branches. Each Veda has got many Upanishads or branches. 1180 branches are there. Ekaikasya shakhayam ekaika Upanishad. So 108 Upanishad. Among 108 Upanishads, 10 Upanishads are available with commentary, bhashyam of Shankaracharya. Therefore, minimum 10 Upanishads one has to study. Very, 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 very minimum. என்ன சுவாமி 10 உபனிஷத்துக்கு லைஃப் கம்ப்ளீட். என்ன what you see, that's why our ancestors, their whole life they dedicate for the study of, worth to study, lifelong you can study, worth to study. என்னதான் பண்ண போறேன், படிங்க, நல்லா படிக்கணும், அவ்வளவுதான். So this 10 உபனிஷத்துல முண்டக்கா we have completed atharvana veda upanishad, and the next Kena Upanishad, Samaveda Upanishad we have completed. That means we have studied the Atharvana Veda, we have studied Samaveda, now we are going to study Krishna Yajurveda. In the Yajurveda also 2 classifications are there, Shukla Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda ane rendu irukku. Shuklam anna white Veda, Krishna anna black Veda. சும்மா சொல்றேன். Shuklam and Shukla Yajurveda in North India it is very very popular. Shukla Vedi you can see North India. Here in South India very less. Krishna Yajurvedis are more in the South India. There are people who study till today. You go and see the Gurukulams, they study whole Veda by heart. நமக்கு லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்னு ஞாபகம் இருக்காது, மறந்துடுறோம். ஹோல் வேதா வால்யூமினஸ் they remember and they learn the words, parayanam, recitation, then artha. First shabda, then artha. But unfortunately many people end up with shabda. You have to come to artha also. So shabda is important, artha also important. Without shabda, artha is meaningless. Without artha, shabda is meaningless. Shabda artha vagartha viva sampraktau vagartha pratipattaye jagatah pitarau vande parvati parameshwarau. So therefore shabda, artha both are important. The chanting pandra Swami Bhagavad Gita na are artham purinja podum Swami, enna slokam enga irukku enakku theriyadana appadi illa. ஸ்லோகமும் வேணும், அர்த்தமும் வேணும், அப்போதான் ஞான நிஷ்டா வரும். Now in this Krishna Yajurveda, every Upanishad has got, Veda has got a one Shanti Patha. So we have seen one Shanti Patha for Atharvana Veda, and we have seen another Shanti Patha for Sama Veda in Kathopanishad. Now we are going to see the different Shanti Patha in the Kathopanishad, which belongs to the Krishna Yajurveda. That is, we are going to chant now. We'll enter with the Shanti Patha. Repeat after me. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today I will take 5 minutes more, okay? Because I lost the 5 minutes because of current. Shanti Patha. This prayer done by the student by his sake or her sake, and for the on behalf of the teacher also the student does this prayer. Guru need not do prayer, and our kritartha is a jivan mukta. Guru நல்லதுக்காக நம்மவே சாந்தி பாடம் படிக்கணும். So for Guru's health sake, for Guru's prosperity sake, then only Guru can teach us. Then only I can get jnana. Therefore, the student, for his sake, her sake, and Guru's sake also, this Shanti Patha should be chanted. Our culture, Shanti Patha is like a prayer, prarthana. Prarthana is meant to seek the blessings of the Lord to achieve something without any obstacle. Prayer is meant, prarthana is meant for what? I am seeking the blessings of the Lord to remove all the obstacles in my attempts, which the goal I have to reach in that attempt, all obstacles must be removed. So I seek the blessings of the Lord Almighty through prayer. Prayer is must. Without prayer, without doing namaskara to that Kathopanishad pustakam, and thodakudadu. Just namaskaram panni, the prayer pannanam first. Then only have to go to the next page. Including higher Vedantic texts also, the prayers are involved. Brahman dane Swamini, Atma dane, idikella prayer edukku. அப்படியெல்லாம் சொல்லக்கூடாது. பிரம்மன் ஆத்மா நீன்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? இந்த உபாதி வேணும். Use sense organs you have to use. Adhisthana devatas are there. They have to bless you. There are so many factors, hidden factors which have to help you to study. So adi daivika, adi bhautika, adhyatmika tapani, to remove the obstacles may come through the body because of any pain, back pain, knee pain, eye pain, neck pain, any pain. Bhagavan, please give me good sound body. Sound body and a tuck sound body and a healthy body. 1 hour I have to sit in the class. I require Adhyatma means Shariram. Adhyatmika tapam. And the pain edavadhu vadama moolama varudilla. Nanakku jnanam varavarukku varamali. I have to postpone. Postpone pannu. Then sense organs healthy. Then surroundings. இந்த பக்கம் சத்தம் அந்த பக்கம் சத்தம் கரண்ட் எல்லாமே இல்லைன்னா என்ன பண்றது? அது பௌதிக தாபானி எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே ஸ்டே ஆர்டர்ல வைக்கணும். இன்னும் நம்ம கிளாஸ் முடிகிற வரைக்கும் கட்டோபனிஷத்து இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சிருக்க வரது எல்லாமே ஸ்டே ஆர்டர் இருக்கணும். தென் ஆதி தெய்வீக தாபானி, that supernatural, all these powers which are coming, the cyclone, rain, earthquake, all these problems, all you keep it away from me so that I can study well. So the student is asking here, protect my guru and protect me. He is asking. So the word to word meaning we have to see. It's very, 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 very important prayer. Every day, every Vedantic student has to chant this prayer. Then the blessings, Atma Kripa, Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, the Shastra Kripa, everything will come. Then we'll get the knowledge. That meaning, word to word meaning, we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.